welcome to the deep dive. Today we're zeroing in on something that, well, might seem pretty everyday, the date. But honestly, beneath that chewy sweetness, there's a surprisingly rich world. We're talking, nutritional science, deep cultural traditions, even bits of history.
That's right. And it's fascinating when you start digging. The source material we looked at covers so many angles, how they affect our bodies, their role in different societies, insights passed down for generations.
Yeah. So our mission, really, for this deep dive is to pull out the most interesting, the most valuable bits for you, something you can really use.
Exactly. We want to get straight to the good stuff.
Because, many people might only really know dates from Ramadan, maybe.
Sure, that's a common connection.
But there's just so much more. So let's get into it. The unexpectedly deep story of the date.
Okay, let's start with the basics. Nutritionally speaking, what's actually in a date?
Right.
Well, if you take a single date, maybe, 7 or 8 grams, you find it's actually packed with fiber, potassium, magnesium, and quite a few antioxidants. It really is like nature's own energy bar.
It's kind of amazing, isn't it? Such a small thing, but so dense. And the research we saw, I think it was from the Journal of Nutrition.
Yes, that's the one.
It suggested these things work together, for heart health and digestion, too.
Precisely. But here's what gets really interesting, I think.
Okay.
Despite being obviously sweet, they can actually help with regulating blood sugar.
Wait, really? How does that work? Seems counterintuitive.
Well, it's largely down to that fiber content we mentioned.
Okay.
The fiber sort of slows everything down, the digestion, the absorption of those natural sugars, so you don't get that massive, rapid spike in blood glucose.
Right, more of a steady release.
Exactly, and that's one reason why you see athletes, especially like endurance runners, marathon types, using dates. It's quick, natural fuel during a long event.
That makes perfect sense. And thinking about needing energy, that cultural practice of giving dates to women during labor, that really stood out.
It did. It's like tapping directly into that readily available energy source right when it's most needed.
Yeah.
The natural sugars are easy to digest, give a quick calorie boost, and then you've got those other micronutrients helping overall well-being during, well, a pretty demanding time.
So a really practical takeaway here, maybe for listeners, could be just keeping some pitted dates around for a quick snack.
Absolutely. Keep them in your bag, at your desk. And the sources even suggested pairing them with almonds.
Oh, yeah. Why almonds?
Well, the protein and the healthy fats in the nuts balance out the carbs from the dates. Helps you feel fuller, more satisfied for longer. Makes it a more rounded snack,
That's a great tip. Okay, so they're good fuel, but they're obviously more than that. Let's broaden out to the cultural side.
Yes, definitely. It's clear dates are woven really deeply into the cultural fabric in many places.
Our material really highlighted them as a symbol, didn't it? Hospitality, blessings, especially across the Muslim world.
Absolutely. That tradition, you often see it in the Middle East, of offering dates with coffee or sometimes milk to guests. It's such a simple gesture, but it speaks volumes about welcome, about generosity.
It really does. And within Islam specifically, the significance just goes deeper, right? Particularly during Ramadan.
Yes, for breaking the fast. It's a practice rooted in the Sunnah, the ways of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
So it connects the physical need with something, well, spiritual.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But it's not just Islamic cultures, is it? The sources mentioned ancient Egypt.
Yeah. Using dates as currency. That just blew my mind a little.
Right. It really underlines how vital they must have been economically and just, well, fundamentally.
And then you see all these variations. Date syrup in South Asian desserts.
Or stuffed dates in North Africa, sometimes with walnuts or cheese. It shows their versatility, how different cultures embrace them.
It's really cool how one fruit gets adapted in so many ways. It reminded me of that personal story in the notes. The host's grandmother.
Oh, yeah, the eat a date, share a date, it brings barakahs.
Exactly. Baraka blessings. It just captures that welcoming, generous spirit perfectly.
It really does. It shows how these big cultural ideas live in small, everyday actions. So another practical tip, maybe offer dates with a warm drink when people visit.
Nice. A simple touch with a lot of meaning behind it. Okay, so we've snacked on them, we've shared them. How else can we bring them into everyday life beyond just eating them whole?
Well, they're surprisingly versatile. The info we looked at had some great ideas, like blending them into smoothies.
Ah, for natural sweetness.
Exactly. Natural sweetness, all those nutrients we talked about, or just chop them up, throw them in oatmeal, or even salads for that chewy texture.
Salads, huh? Interesting. And what about that date paste idea as a sugar replacement in baking?
Yeah, that's a really good one. Basically, you just soak pitted dates in some hot water until they're soft, then blitz them in a blender.
And that works like sugar.
Pretty much. You can often use it one-to-one, though you might need to tweak liquids in the recipe a bit. It adds moisture, too.
Okay. I might try that.
The sources also mention date balls, blended dates rolled in coconut. Super simple, no bake, no added sugar. Great for kids' snacks.
Oh, definitely. And a big plus is that dates keep really well, right?
And they do. You can buy a box and they'll last ages in the pantry or fridge, which makes it easier to actually experiment with them.
True. But we should probably mention moderation, shouldn't we? They are quite calorie dense.
Good point, yes. They're nutritious, but the calories can add up. A general guideline seemed to be around maybe 3 to 4 dates a day for most people.
Okay, 3 or 4. That sounds reasonable.
Lets you get the benefits without going overboard.
Yeah.
And for really specific recipe idea they mentioned, blend about 5 pitted dates with a cup of milk and a banana.
Ooh, like an energizing shake.
Exactly. Quick breakfast, post-workout boost. Simple, but effective.
Sounds good. Now, it's always great to hear from listeners. We got a message from Aisha in Dubai.
Ah, yes. What did she say?
She mentioned starting to eat dates daily and feeling much more energized. And apparently her family has Friday date stuffing parties. How lovely is that?
That's wonderful. It really brings together the nutritional side and that cultural family connection we've been talking about. It's a perfect example.
It really is. And speaking of variety, did you know, apparently there are over 200 different types of dates.
Wow, 200. That's a lot of dates.
Right. The sources mentioned a couple, the medjool, which are usually big and soft.
Yeah, those are popular.
And the barhi, which are meant to be almost caramel-like.
Ooh, caramel-like sounds good.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's your favorite? There's a whole world of dates out there.
There really is. Now, there's one more really significant layer we should touch on. Their importance in Islamic teachings.
Yes, absolutely. This adds such a crucial dimension for so many people.
The material specifically points to the guidance of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, regarding dates.
And it mentioned a specific hadith that's a saying or tradition of the Prophet from Sahih al-Bukhari.
That's right, narrated by Abu Huraira. Yeah. It mentions that ajwa dates, specifically those from Al-Adiyah near Medina, can be a cure or possess healing properties. That's a really powerful statement about them.
It really is. It elevates them beyond just food, doesn't it? To something potentially therapeutic.
It does. And there's also the encouragement, the tradition of eating dates in odd numbers, often 7, for the blessings, the barakah associated with them.
Right. And then, of course, the most well-known tradition, perhaps, breaking the fast in Ramadan with dates.
Yes. Following the Prophet's example, the hadith quoted was from Sunan Abi Dawud. If any one of you is fasting, let him break his fast with dates. In case he does not have them, then with water.
Such a clear instruction linking the physical act to the spiritual practice.
Exactly. It underscores how, in this context, dates are seen as more than just sustenance. They're a source of healing, nourishment, and a genuine connection to faith.
So when you pull all these threads together, nutrition, culture, tradition, history, spirituality, it's pretty clear the humble date is, well, anything but humble.
It really isn't just a sweet treat, is it? It's this incredible package.
So maybe a little challenge for you listening this week. Try one of the ideas we talked about.
Yeah, maybe just grab some dates for a snack instead of something else.
Right.
Or offer them to a guest.
Or even whip up that date and banana shake.
Why not? See how it feels.
And just maybe take a moment to think about how this one simple food connects to all these bigger themes: health, community, history, faith.
Is it quite remarkable, really?
It really is. It just goes to show sometimes there's profound value hiding in the simplest things.
Like a single date.
Right. And of course, if you found this deep dive interesting, please do leave a review or subscribe. It helps others find the show.
Absolutely. Ultimately, it's an encouragement, isn't it? To value the small moments, the pauses, and see how simple things like a date can prompt reflection.
So the final message is really, remember your value. Take those breaks. Appreciate your life. Live with purpose. Look for ways to be kind.
Small ways count.
Definitely. And maybe, yeah, grab a date sometime soon. Let it be that sweet reminder.
A reminder for body and soul.
Well put. Until our next deep dive, we wish everyone peace, gratitude, and maybe some sweet moments. From the Wasi Show today.